Hello and welcome to Mint's weekly corporate roundup. As always, we have a set of 3 stories and 3 of our reporters who will talk about them. First, we have Joel Rebello, who will take us through the windfall gains that government has made through the spectrum auctions. Joel, please tell us.
So it's been in the news all the while this week. It's been 14 days for these auctions now. The government has so far collected more than ₹1 trillion. It's about 1,09,000 crores so far. This is the 14th day of the auction today. There's been a massive bidding on the 800 megawatt space. The 800 megawatt space is where the best quality spectrum lies right now, which is available. So where the companies can probably use the 3G, 4G networks, which need a better quality spectrum. That's where the bidding has been. Delhi has seen a lot of interest. So has Maharashtra, the Northeast, but the real deal for these companies is that they'll have to take up loans and basically take up more debt, which for these companies, which means high leverage, which means higher fees or higher bills for you and me, people who use mobile phones. So that is what is to be watched out for in the year to come.
Thank you, Joel. Next, we have Vishwanath, who will tell us that how Bhushan's promoters have actually got a fresh lease of life because banks have agreed to refinance their loans. Vishwanath.
Hi, Pramit. Yeah, so at this point in time, of course, banks are still in discussions with the promoters. There is an expected meeting which is happening at the end of this week. Probably the decision will come in early next week, is what sources tell us. In this refinancing will probably come under the RBI's 525 refinancing scheme, which allows banks to extend the term of the loan to about 25 years for any infrastructure project or one of the 8 core industries, which includes steel. According to the RBI definition, once the companies get this kind of lease of life, as you rightly said, banks can then refinance whatever is the outstanding loan amount every 5 years, and the 25-year long repayment period, of course, allows the company to grow, to breathe, and of course repay the amount with easier terms as compared to now when they have to repay in a very short span of time. Bankers had also conducted a forensic audit. Media reports say that nothing much has turned out from the forensic audit of Bhushan Steel. If you remember, last year in August, the vice chairman of the company, Neeraj Singhal, was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation under alleged corruption charges, when a certain banker was paid a bribe. We are yet to hear from the bankers as to what the final decision will be, but probably refinancing is the way to go, is what most people tell us.
Thanks, Vishwanath. Next, we have Pooja, who will talk about the Holcim Lafarge deal. On Monday, while it looked like the deal will finally collapse, the promoters got together finally by the end of this week and decided to go forward. Pooja will talk about the implications.
I promise. Earlier last year, Holcim and Lafarge, both big companies, had decided to come together and form a large behemoth cement company. And earlier this week, the companies when Holcim asked for greater control in leadership and also for exchange rates, the deal was on the verge of falling apart. But earlier this morning, we understand that they have come together and they are trying to work out the transaction, and they do not want the deal to fall through. If this deal concludes in India, they might have to sell a few assets under the CCI regulations, but then yet they will be one of the largest player in India, beating Ultratech, which would have been the highest player in terms of capacity in India.
Thank you, Pooja. That was all from Mint's weekly corporate roundup. For more stories and interesting ideas, please visit www.lifemint.com.